Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ruy Lopez opening series. And in this video, we'll be looking at the martial attack. And the martial attack is a very dangerous attack for black against the white pieces. And it is a very aggressive chess variation in the Ruy Lopez opening. And it is a very sharp chess opening for black. And it originates from the great Grandmaster Frank James Marshall. Marshall was a very famous grandmaster, and he was born 10th August in 1877 in New York City, and he was also the US chess champion for in 1904, 1906 and 1909. And the martial attack is a very great attack for black, and the martial attack has a very good reputation, as many players who play the Spanish opening with the white pieces are fearful that black employs the martial attack and play the so-called anti-martial lines to avoid this. And I'll also covering the anti-martial lines in this video. And in the martial attack, the main idea is that white doesn't develop any pieces, and in exchange for that, White has an extra pawn, and in the martial attack, black sacrifices pawn in return for the initiative and starts a very sharp attack at the white king side. White must defend and be careful not to run into any dangerous attacking lines. So the opening moves are e4. So e4, e5, knight to f6. Knight to c6, then bishop to b5. This is the Ruy Lopez opening. This opening branches into many types of variations, and this is called as the Lucena. And classical, we have bishop to c5. Then we have the Berlin defense, which was popularly known as the Kramnik's weapon, which Kramnik used to defeat Garry Kasparov in the 2000 championship. And the most common is the a6 line, which is called as the Morphy defense. And if you take this, it is called as the exchange variation. I will be covering it in another video, not in this. So if you don't take, it is called as the Columbus variation. So retreating our bishop back, since black has attacked our white bishop. Then if immediately black pushes this pawn, it is called as the Archangel variation of the Ruy Lopez opening. That also I will be covering another video. Then the most common line is knight to f6, and after that white castles on the king side. Black cannot take because there will be many consequences for black. So after this, you can just take this with tempo. You just exchange the bishop for knight, then you take with the knight, and you see it is slightly better for white. So black can't take the pawn. So the most common way is that to play bishop to e7, then rook to e1 is played, and now b5 is played. Now the bishop is retreated back to b3, and if the pawns are further pushed in the idea of attacking the bishop, we can just play a3 or c3 in the idea of putting our bishop back into the c2 and a2 squares. So after this, black can just simply play d6, and we play c6, h3, then d4, and it is we enter into a closed Ruy Lopez with the variations like the Chigorin variation, and the Breyer variation, and Karpov, then floor variation with bishop to b7. There are many lines, but in this video we will be looking at the martial attack. So black castles. So when you see that black castling immediately, you should understand that black has an option of playing the martial attack. So you should be aware of it, and there are three main moves which avoid the martial attack, and I'll be showing you afterwards. So let's get into the martial attack. So after c3, d4 is being played. This is called as the martial attack. So after this, we just take the pawn, knight takes, and we take the pawn, knight takes, back, and we take it back with the rook. And you see that we have not developed any piece. But if you see black, its bishop is pointing out, queen, bishop, rooks will be connected soon, knight is on the center of the board, so it is slightly better for black, but it is also good for white, as white is up material by one pawn. So when this opening was introduced by Marshall took more than 10 years to prepare this opening completely. And this was in the idea of beating Jose Raul Capablanca, but Marshall didn't win against Capablanca because Capablanca was a very strong player at that time. So Marshall also had many ideas and variations in this. The main point of this is, in this situation, is that to protect the knight. So there are many ways. One is to put back the knight here, but which is not that good for black. Then after d4 will be played, bishop to d6 will be played, attacking the rook. Then the rook will retreat to e1, then knight to g4 will be played, and h3 attacking the knight. Then queen to h4 will be played, and you see that white is better in this position, and white will soon win. And queen to f3 will be played here. So it is not that great for black in this position. So another possible move for protecting this knight is that bishop to b7. So the bishop to b7 move protects this knight against the two pieces attacking it, the rook and the bishop. So after this, but it is not a great move, because when the bishop was here, the queen and the bishop were all pointing out in this diagonal, and the bishop is not that useful when it is in this diagonal. So it is not completely winning for black, but it is slightly better for white, as white is also a pawn up in this position, and black will win soon by pushing these pawns and developing the pieces, and there are many options here for white. So after this, the best move here, which is the most common move, is to play c6. So c6 protects this knight, and after that d4 will be played in the to protect or support the rook. Then bishop to d6 will be played, and in the idea of attacking the rook. So the rook is attacked, it has to be retreat to its own square. So there are two options. One is to play rook e1, and another option is to play rook e2, but rook e2 is not such a great move, because you just block these pawns, and after that queen to h4 will be played, and you can't support the king much. So rook e1 is the best move here. It is also the most common move in this position, and now queen to h4 will be played, and this is the most aggressive and attacking move in this game. And the point is that it threatens to win this pawn, and it is it will become slightly better for black, as white's pieces have not developed in this position, and in exchange for that, white has an extra pawn, but I think black is better in this position. So after that, g3 is the best option. Many of you may think why h3 is not possible in this position. It is not great, because after the bishop will just completely sacrifice itself to gain a long-term advantage, and for the pawn which black has given. So after this move, just black is completely winning this position, and there are several ways to protect the to delay the mate, or to protect the king from getting mate, is that rook to e5. So after this, there are many options for black to attack in this position. It is a rook sacrifice, and after this the rook will come to the attack to attack on this diagonal to in this vertical file, and it is not great for white. So another option is to play f4, but it is also complete garbage, because after this check, king has to go to h1, then the knight will take the f4 pawn and the bishop will take it, then bishop on d6 will recapture the bishop on f4, and it is completely winning for black, and white will lose immediately as the king is being exposed, and these pieces have not developed, and yes, it is not great for white, sorry. So after that it is not advisable to play h3 in this position. So the main move is to play g3. It is the best move in this position, or the most common move and the tempting move in this position, and the queen has come a long way from this to this, so it will definitely not retreat, and most of the players have played queen to h3. So after this, bishop to e3, it is the most common move, even though not the best move in this position, it is the most common move. Most of the players have played this in actual and real games. So after this, bishop to g4 will be played, attacking the queen. The queen will go to d3, and rook to ae8 will be played, and the same idea attacking on this e file, sorry. Then knight to d2 will be played, just developing the piece. Then rook e6, then a4, then queen to h5 will be played, and a takes b5, then knight to f1, or there are many options here. One is to play c4 and solidifying the position, and or you can also just take the knight. Actually, this bishop is not a good bishop. It does not have any vision, so it is quite advisable for white to take this knight. The knight is one of the most active pieces on the board for black. So another option is to just play queen to f1. So this is the move which white can play to solidify or defend the white king. The queen is the most powerful piece, so white is defending the king with his most powerful piece. So another option is just to play knight to f1, solidifying the board in the position, and this is completely equal for both the players, white and black. So another move in this position is to play rook to e4, and the point of this move is that white will, in the next move, white will just play rook to h4 and try to take the queen out from the position and slowly develop the pieces and gain a significant advantage in the game. And don't forget, white is also having a pawn extra. So the best move here is to play g5. What this move does is that it controls these squares, and the rook can't come here to attack the queen. So the queen is significantly attacking on this position, and queen to f1 will be played, and you can't take this pawn because the queen will come here, and it is like a fork, and you can't also play rook to g4, as you can just simply take the rook, the queen will take back, then the bishop will take it. So it is not advisable to take it, and you look, this bishop is not developed, knight is not developed, the rook has not come out. So it is completely winning for black in this position, and black will win it. So it is not advisable to take the pawn in this position. So another move is queen to d3, and bishop to g4 will be played in this position. Then there are a lot of options for white in this position. One is the most common is bishop to e3 as always, and it is just completely equal in this position. And so after this there are many options to play here, but if you see the position, white has not developed a single piece and the king is being attacked, so white has to react to this somehow. So after this, yeah, we have discussed the options, and let us go to the anti-martial variations and lines, so we can use it to prevent the martial attack from playing. So the anti-martial lines are very famous for protecting somehow defending the king, and stopping the martial attack, and develop the pieces and gain a significant advantage in the position. So the lines are there are three main options in this position. One is to play h3, and the point of the martial is that it also puts this bishop's diagonal here, and the queen will come to attack in this position. It is the point of the martial attack by black to play. So if we play h3, it is completely waste to play the martial attack by black. So it is too late to play the d4 d5 move. So another best move in this position is to play a4. So what a4 does is that it attacks in this side of the board, and we can't just push d4, and it is not advisable for black to try it out. And in this position the continuation goes accordingly. Bishop to b7 will come, and the another main line is that b4, then we play d3, then d6, then a5, then bishop to e6, and this seems looking like a closed royal opus opening. And yes, it is equal or slightly better for white in this position. And another line which stops the martial attack, which is also a main line in which you can play it, is the move d4. This move completely wastes the idea of the Ruy Lopez opening, the martial attack. So the main move in this position is to play d6, and c3 will be played, solidifying the center, and bishop to g4, pinning this knight. And this is a moderate move because it can't be any bad move, because the knight is most active in this position. In the center it controls all the squares, and it is a very comfortable position for white. So when you play the bishop to g4 move, you actually pin the knight, so the knight can't move anywhere. So after this, bishop to b3 will be played. So you may think that we are just hanging a pawn, but it is definitely not. So the main line or the best move here is to take the d4 pawn, and we take it back with the c3 pawn. So c takes d4, then knight to a5, attacking the bishop, and now the bishop will come here to support this pawn, and it is quite better for white. So then after c5 will be played, then it is a pawn break by black in this position. Then white takes it, then again d takes c5, then knight to bd2, slowly developing. If you see in this position, white is slightly better because white is also slowly developing his pieces, and the rooks will soon get connected, and white will get a significant advantage in this position. So after that, knight to bd7 will be played, which is the best move in this position. Then queen to b1 will be played, and the point of this is that after e5 pawn is being pushed, you can just open this for this diagonal for the queen and the bishop to attack on the king side and win material. So after that, rook to e8 will be played in the after. So black knows the threat. So after that, after this move, you can just simply move the king here. So that is the point of the move. So after that, e5 will be played. Then knight to f8 will be played, which is the main point to attack. Sorry, to defend the h7 square. So after that, bishop to f5 will be played. Then bishop takes f5, queen takes f5, then queen to c8 will be played in this position. Black opts for queen exchange because in this position you see that it is all cramped in this position. So it is there is a saying goes that you should always exchange your opponent's most active piece in the board with your what to say not a well developed piece, exchange for that. So you gain a significant advantage because your opponent has to somehow bring out his pieces and develop again. So black goes for this exchange, and queen to h5 will be played, declining the exchange. And there are many ideas here. Even the queen may come to this file and try playing these and threaten mate on this square. Even knight to g5 will be played, threatening to take this pawn somehow. And the rooks are connected now, and I would say it is slightly better for white in this position. So I will show you what if black takes the pawn in this position. So when black takes the pawn, we don't actually win any material, but we just play bishop to d5. Actually we don't win any material in this position, but we can gain a significant advantage positionally by exposing black's king. So queen to d2 will be played, or else black will just lose this knight. So you take this, and black can just play d5, attacking the bishop. The best move here is to play bishop takes h7 and king takes h7, and d takes e5 is played, and queen to f5, knight d4, attacking the queen as well as opting for an exchange in this position. And you can see that black has a vision of the bishop taking the queen. There are many options here, and also white can also take the queen, and black can also opt for an exchange of the queens. But you can just retrieve it and play something like this and take this. And if you see that white is completely winning in this position, so it is not advisable to take the pawn in this position. Black should not take it. And these are the anti-Marshall variations in this position. And yes, that's it. And there are many variations of the Marshall attack, and even in the closed Ruy Lopez there are the Breyer variation, and Chigorin pin variation, and the floor variation, Karpov variation, and there are many variations like that. So the Marshall attack is a very high. It is a highly aggressive opening for black and if black doesn't keep any initiative with his hand, he will just definitely lose in this position, because you see that white is completely winning. It will be a significant advantage for white, as white will also have an extra pawn in his hand. So it is you have to be careful while playing the Marshall attack as black. So the Marshall attack goes like this. let's do a small recap. So after takes the best move here for white is to take. The rook takes back. Then yes, there are many options for black here. One is to put back the knight, but it is not advisable or great in this position. And the next possible reply is bishop to b7, but I have previously told that it is not useful for the bishop. It was more helpful in this diagonal more than this diagonal. So the best option is to support this with this move c6. Then we play d4, solidifying the center and supporting the rook. So bishop to d6, attacking the rook. Then rook to e1 will be played. Then there are many options here. One is to play queen to c7 and just taking this pawn, threatening to take the pawn and gaining a significant advantage positionally, as white's pieces are not developed. Even this bishop is completely locked because of this knight, which is blocking the vision of the bishop in this diagonal. And another move is to directly bring this bishop in here, but it is not that great because white will just play knight to d2. Then best move here is to play queen to f6, then knight to f1, and black is better here, and it is completely winning for white. So white is better in this position, and but the best move in this position in this position is to play queen to h4. You can't actually play this move. Remember that black will just simply sacrifice his bishop to gain a significant advantage. It is a long-term advantage for the pawn, as you see that the pieces are not developed, and the king is completely exposed. And the moves in this position is to play rook to e5, sacrificing the rook. The bishop will take, then rook to a8, and black is better in this position. So you remember that you should not play h3 in this position. So the best move here is to play pawn to g3. So after this, queen will not go back, and the best move is to play queen to h3. And you see that after this, bishop to e3 will be played, which is the most common move in this position. And it is not the best move, but it is the most common move. So after this, there are many options for white to play, but the best move in this position is to take the knight on d5, which is actually the same reason. You exchange a piece which is more active than your piece in the board. So you exchange your bad bishop for the good knight. So it is also a nice move. So after that, another variation is to play rook to e4, and you play g5, and the rook can't come here to attack. So after that, you remember that you can't take this bishop, because black will just play this move, and you can't also play this move because black is completely winning this position, and so you can't take this pawn, and black will be left with materially a position. So this is an option as well. And after this, there are many options. Bishop to e3. After this, bishop to g4 will be played, attacking the queen, and queen to d3 is a very common idea, bringing out the queen and making space for this knight to come, and connecting the rooks. And rook to a8 will be played, centralizing the rook, and somehow the rook will come here or here to attack in the future. Then knight to d2 will be played, then rook to e6 will be played, and a4, and exploiting in the other side of the board. then queen to h5 will be played, then a takes b5, a takes b5. Then I have told that there are three main ideas. One is to put back the knight here, and another is to put back the queen here, and another option is just to play c4, and you just take, and the knight can't be moved, and black has to think a long way, and white will win this easily in this position. So the most common is to play knight to f1, and rook fe8 will be played, connecting the rooks in this position. Then bishop to d1 will be played, attacking this, and bishop will take on d1, queen will take, then queen will come here, declining the exchange by white. Then bishop to bd2, then rook will take, bishop takes, then h4, and somehow white will win this position easily, and these pawns will easily promote in this position, and it is winning for white. So there are many options in the martial attack, and you can also learn it by reading many ebooks and opening books. There are many opening books, and the martial was introduced by Frank Marshall, and it is a highly aggressive opening for black, and yes, so you can also try this martial attack, but you should think that should we play the martial, you should have proper preparation for playing the martial attack. If you don't have anything like that, you will just fall into the traps of white, and even white should be careful, because white should quickly develop all his pieces in the beginning, so that he will not fall into any sort of trouble. So in this video I have covered the anti-martial lines and variations. Then I have given the ideas for black and as well as white, and so I'll meet you in another video. The next video I'll be making is I think I'll make an exchange variation or the Berlin defense, and I'll be making on the Archangel variation, Breyer variation, and there are many significant advantages in this position or in this variation in the Ruy Lopez opening for black. So please do study this opening, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.